Sometimes things don't always work out the way you plan. And that's kind of where I am right now. Hey, everybody, it's Lewis Porter Jr. I want to welcome you to another lovely episode of Transparency Agenda Daily. It is March 15th. We're halfway through the month. Today, we're going to talk about some fun stuff as always. Let's get started with our good friends. Let's find out what's going on. As always, I guess I told you, we're going off the fun stuff. I'm kind of distracted due to something that just happened, literally, that I had to deal with an artist. That's why we talked about what the. Okay, so it looks like the Facebook, there's something going on with that, and the live feed just dropped out. So I'm going to delete this old one, and start another one while I'm talking with the YouTube one, which is running perfectly right, which is kind of weird. It's usually the opposite will happen. But since we just started, I can cover up in a couple seconds with some lovely talk while I do this real quickly, because sometimes things don't work out the way you plan, aka live video. So go live. Booyah. Let's see what's going to happen this time. I'm hoping it works this time. So if you're catching this right now, we got a breakdown with our lovely Facebook, so to restart again. Very weird tonight. I don't know what's going on, but it happens sometimes. So for everybody who's on Facebook, I'm YouTube, you're going to hear this again. Hi, I'm Lewis Porter Jr. You're watching Transparency Agenda Daily. It is March the 15th, and let's just get into it. So first off, we're going to talk about our buddies over at Espergenesis. Last night, when we checked them out this time, they just reached $8,000. Let's see where they are now. They're at 8,800, well, 8,850 really. So they got 120 backers 25 days ago. They're still moving in the right direction. What's their first? Let me see. Yeah, I know they did some lovely stretch goals. Their first stretch goal is at $12,000. They're going to add 10 new forged gear entries to the Masters Technicians Guidebook. So you get 10 more pieces of gear. If you can get up to $12,000, we'll see if people like it and want it. We'll see if that's happening. But that's, it's good. It's moving along like it should. And now let's talk about our favorite buddies. And when I say favorite buddies, I don't really mean favorite buddies. I'm just saying favorite buddies, the guys that cool many are not, but they're cool 2 million so far. Let's see where it is today. But today it might have gone up. It might have gone up crazy. Oh, now they're only at 2.2 million. So 2.22. You're gonna be exact. So it's like nothing, man. It's like nothing. They only raised like 200,000 yesterday. I mean, that's nothing. I mean, 200,000, please. And they got 19 more days to go. So I'm guessing, like I said, maybe 4 million, maybe 3, maybe 4 million. I think they might get to 4, depending on how this rising sun is doing. So 2.2 million. What's the big reward at 2.2? So you get all excited. 2.26. They get a fire dragon. So they're still waiting for the fire dragon. They are 40 grand away. That just sounds crazy when you say it like that. They're 40 grand away. Let's see if it works out for them. I'm going to guess it's going to work out very well for them. I'm just saying. It's probably going to do very well for them. It must be nice. Must be nice. All right. So today, look at this. Look at this. Jason is saying, pimp this Kickstarter. Hey, Jason, here's a little fact. Maybe you don't know this, but we're doing a special show with them on Saturday where we're going to be pimping out Bloodlines in Black Magic. Hello. Did you know that? Did you know that, Jason? I bet you didn't know that. So you guys are paying attention. You know these things. I keep telling you these things. So yes, their link has also come out. Let me just see, because it's pimp out. Here's this link. Let's see how they're doing so far. But I know just went live. It just went live just really recently. Their goal is 10,000, and so far they've got $481. I mean, this is really early. This isn't even the first. I don't even know if it's the first hour. Is it the first hour? Maybe it's been at least the first hour, I think. Dun dun dun. I don't know. So this is his Bloodlines. Oops, I got to spell it better. Be helpful. Bloodlines. Black Magic. If you are into modern and if you're into Pathfinder, I suggest you check this out. I think you'll be greatly pleased. I think it's going to be awesome, of course, but I'm just like that. What can I say? I think this is going to be a big hit. If you're a fan of modern, I think this will fill in well. Here's a lovely play video to play. Of course, you can check out, see if you like it. I like the artwork. I think it's a very cool start. Look, it's simple, man. It's a simple title. It makes a lot of sense. You can, let's give it, here's the tagline. I'm gonna use this as the tagline. This is one. Hidden from the mundane world, only a few rare individuals ever glimpse into the dimension of supernatural horror. So you know what's going on. There you go. The room of human tragedy and desperation and learning secrets, if spoken in public, would mark them as broken. Aligning with the secret organizations or working for individual agents, Blood and Magic gives those modern heroes, this guys like me, a dark universe to explore, painting the canvas of the world we know in an ever dimmer, decaying gray that it already is. Booyah. So I'm going to guess if you're a fan of X-Files, you might want to check it out. That's what I'm saying. If you like Call of Cthulhu, I have a feeling you're probably going to like that too. So it's that kind of feel. And all the artwork looks like it's black and white, which I kind of already like already because you're doing a dark world, you really shouldn't have a lot of color artwork. It should be very, very cold and very, very stark. There's a lot of good names on here we know. Of course, everybody. Clinton Boomer's doing some work on this. Ben McFarlane's doing some work on this. Jay Sonia's doing some work on this. Brian Suskind's doing some work on this. So, like, yes, this will be very, very cool. Oh, I do like this. The stretch goals, they've coded it and actually like little marking. So it's like you can't read it. So I think it's kind of cool. So this will be kind of interesting. So check it out. Do yourself a favor. You should enjoy it. I will enjoy it because you know it's modern. I'm going to check it out. That's just the way it is. So boom, that's where we are. So now that we've done all that, let's talk about the topic today because today I just had a moment and I'm probably still going to have a couple more moments with a new artist I'm dealing with. Oh, look, I got some money. Yay, I got some money. That's good. So an artist sent me some work back that I described to him. And, you know, when it comes to art, everybody knows I'm pretty peculiar. I'm very, very specific. I have a very specific vision. And I go out of my way to make sure it's easy for artists to understand what I'm saying and what I'm doing and what I'm thinking about because I want artists to work well for me. And on top of that, you know, the other part that makes it really a lot of fun for us is that we pay, and we normally pay when you turn the work in. There's no 60 days, no 90 days, no 30 days, no 2 weeks. We usually pay when you get the work. This makes it easy for me. I don't think about it. You've got your money. I can walk away and we both can be happy. That's generally how I do things. But this artist, I wanted 5 pictures. And let me actually give you a description of what the pictures are. So the first picture is a sword. The second one is a battle axe. The third one is a hammer. The fourth one is a bow. And the fifth one is a really cool magical sword that I wanted done. And I gave him a description. On the first 4, I gave him basically whatever you can do, whatever you want. You can be as creative as you want. Not a problem. I let people be free. That was a cool thing. And the last one, I was very, very specific on what I wanted, how I wanted it to look. I used samples of other images to show him this is what I'm looking for and to do. And he sent me the first version. Now, the first version, I'll say honestly, the sword looked great. The sword looked great. I thought it was going to be great. It's like, that's a great piece. We can use that. Great. It was supposed to be a battle axe. It's more like a staff, but it's still kind of cool. I'm like, we can still use this. This is a good, solid piece. We can use this. It's a good piece. The next piece being the hammer. The hammer's at the wrong angle, so you really can't. You got to look at it and see what it is, and it's kind of like it's not at the right angle. And I asked him, and because it's not the right angle, I said, "Hey, can you redraw it? You know, I'll come up later." Well, and it's like it's not horrible, but it's just not the right angle. I prefer the regular flat. You know, you see it flat on like this. He's got it more tilted like this, so it's hard to kind of make out if you don't know what you're looking at first. But you know, I know what it is because I asked for it. The final being a bow, and the bow it's a very, very simple bow, but the bow doesn't look finished. I mean, the bow looks like rushed. It's like, it shouldn't be looking rushed. You know, it may not be finished, but it shouldn't be looking rushed, and it looks rushed. So that was a little word for me. And then the last little one I did, the sword that I wanted, he made it kind of very cool looking. It's a very cool looking piece, but it's not the piece I envisioned. Things I specifically asked for were not done. The best way to describe it is like imagine 2 tennis balls on a paper towel roll at the end, but it's all made out of crystal. So think of it like a tall paper ball with two balls at the end, all made out of crystal with a blade coming out of the tie, multicolored. It's kind of cool. And the blade's like it's kind of energy kind of blade. But then he did it very, very cool. And he's got this like little aura going around the sword itself and wrapping around the handle. And I'm like, ooh, that doesn't work because you'd be burning your hand if you did that. So I wrote him back and said, look, the things aren't connected. The one he has, they're not connected. I want them to be connected. I want it to be one piece. And the aura wrapping on the blade, I want you to change that to be transitioning from like really, really transparent to being translucent at the top. So it gives that really cool effect. And I'm like, and then I talked about the bow not being finished and the hammer. So he said, okay. He sent me back an email saying, because I can't redo the hammer because that would be a whole new piece. And I'm like, okay, I can understand that one. That's not a big deal. He did the bow over though. And the bow looks better, but I mean, he did it in Photoshop, so I know the differences and I know what to look for, and it still looks kind of unfinished. It's kind of like a cleaned up unfinished, but still kind of unfinished. I'm not 100% on that one. So I'm like, okay. But the one that really kind of upset me again, he did the sword with the thing again. But this time, all he did was take the two balls, jam them together. They're still the same color, which is still like not what I wanted. And the thing fades from like a solid color to a very to a lighter shade at top. And I didn't want that. I just wanted around the aura on the sword to do that. So I'm just like, so I'm having that moment. You know, this is the moment I don't like to have. This is the moment where you got to write back people and tell them they didn't do the job right. And I don't like doing this because they're artists and I respect their work and I respect what they do. But it's not it's not right. It's not right. And you want me to pay for it, it's not right. The hammer situation, like I said, that, okay, maybe, all right. That won't be a huge one, but still it's like, come on. But, once again, I'm not going to go crazy about it because it's not a big issue. But the sword in the Spears one, the crystalline sword, yeah, that is totally wrong. That's not what I asked for. I took from the beginning what I wanted. I gave him images to use as samples. I told him how I want things connected, and he didn't do it at all. And it's just like, it's just like, and this is what I put at the end of it. And this is how I feel. And this just happened like minutes before I came on thing, so you can understand I'm still a little perturbed by it. And I said, this seems very much like a rush job to get the work finished. I was very descriptive in my original and second update. I feel that you're not looking at this job. You're just looking to finish the job as fast as possible. I use quick, but quick as possible. Period. And that's how I ended it. Because that's how I feel. This is the downside of being the publisher. You have to basically look at the work and really dissect it as what they're giving you. And I know some people are like, well, you got to let artists be creative. Yes, I let artists be creative. I let, when I want something very specific, I tell you what I want. I give you the details for it. And then I let you go. And like 95% of the time is not a problem. Sometimes it's a problem. This one, because these are small pieces, we're talking, these are like quarter-page pieces. So it doesn't need a lot of detail, but it does need detail. And it has to be consistent. And it can't feel rushed. And when stuff feels rushed, you can see it in the artwork. It's like, oh, it's good, but it's not as good as it could be. And if I'm paying you money for it, I'd like you to take the appropriate time to do the work. Now, I'll tell you right now, the initial price he quoted me for the artwork, he wanted double what my budget was. And I was like, look, dude, we're probably not going to meet. You're looking for a lot more money than I'm looking to pay out. I think it's, the pieces are very small. They shouldn't take you very long to do. It doesn't seem like a fair deal to me, so I'm going to walk away. And that's how I initially did. He's like, no, we can still make it work. We'll get on. So we got on the same page with what he wanted. And I told him the descriptions. And I gave him the first 4 weapons. I gave him basically, free latitude. I need this weapon, this weapon, this weapon, this weapon, just make them cool. And actually, let me see if I can give you the phrase that I use so you can understand. The people who've worked with me before kind of already know what to expect. But I want people to understand this is a very specific description I gave him. The items/weapons I need you to draw are a longsword, a spear, not really a spear, a bow, and a warhammer. You get to be as creative with these as you like. I want them to be awesome and cool. I want people to look at the item and say, oh, hell yes. I want that. Go as far creatively as you would like. Even when you think you've gone far enough, go further. So look, I give you, a lot of rope to do stuff. It's out there. It's like, wow, that's a lot of, you give me a lot of stuff. And they turn back stuff that was not really that awesome. If I give somebody those kind of instructions, I know the level of artwork I was kind of expecting. I know the quality-wise what I was expecting. And it wasn't that. And I don't know if it's him per se or we're just new and working it out, but that first, like I said, the sword was the first one he did. The sword looks really, really good. I think the sword he spent the most time on, and you can tell it. And then you look at the other pieces, and you can see they're like, the rushing starts. And you can see the last piece was kind of a great piece because he knew I was looking for something very specific, but still, things were missing. That's why I said, hey, make these changes, we should be good. And he didn't make the changes. He hashed it up really quick and put it back. And I really felt kind of like, ugh. And this is the part that upsets me because it's like, look, I don't pay people before, but I will pay them, when we finish the work. but you got to finish the work. You can't just do it half-assed and be like, oh, where's my money? I need my money. It's like, no, that's not how we're doing it here. I want you to put a good product together because I'm going to pay you real money, and I want it to be good. So I'm hoping to hear back from him today. What he thinks and some other stuff, and what's going on? What the hell? Oh, I'm sorry. A childhood friend of mine just put a message up. What the? What the? Oh, okay. All right. Sorry. It's a very good childhood friend of mine. Well, his house. There's a fire at his house, his childhood house, where his parents still live there, and their dog. And I saw his sister put a picture up, and now it all makes sense to me. Sorry, his personal life just kicked in, so I have to send him a lovely note and just say something nice. Wow, that was weird. Yeah, a very good friend of mine from childhood, like a very, very good friend of mine. So it's one of those weird moments. A house that I've been in many times, just like, what the hell happened? So yeah, that was weird. Sorry about that. But yeah, back to the art. It's just, as the art director on a project, I want to make it as easy as possible for the artist to get the most satisfaction out of the work he's doing. I don't want an artist to ever leave me saying like, oh, he really restrained me on stuff. He didn't give me enough stuff to be open and creative. I try my best not to do that. I try to give people a lot of latitude to play in, and a lot of just area which is best for them. And when you get stuff back, you're hoping for, it's going to look this way, and it looks that way. You're like, okay, all right, let's work with this. And then you also have to deal with the whole cost issue too. But it's one of those things of these are all things you have to think about. These are all factors that play into it. And this is a business. This is a business for me. I acquire money from this. I pay people for this. So I don't just, toss out money for nothing. It's like, oh, just take whatever you want. No, I'm very judicious with the money. I'm very, very tight with the purse strings. I have been and always will be. That's something I do. And that has made it possible for me to still be in business after, nearly 20 years. And a lot of guys have gone out of business and done a lot of dumb things. It's good to know that because I am cheap, because I am thrifty, because I am focused on that kind of stuff, we haven't gone out of business. We haven't been able to not pay people. We have not been able to get product out. I've always focused on that. So, I just want to get the best out of people, always. And it's tough because, being the art director, you've got to kind of sometimes tell people's work is subpar. And when they know it's subpar and they're giving you support, because look, people get tired. They don't want to do stuff. They want a quick buck just like anybody else, and they want to hustle it, and boom, I'll get the money and I'll go. And I don't know if this is the guy's feeling, but I do know that based on artists I've worked with and a lot of people I've talked to over the years, I expect certain things. I expect a certain level of quality. I expect a certain level of commitment, because once again, if you didn't want the job, you didn't have to take the job. And if you didn't like the pay, you don't have to take the pay. But if you take the job and you take the pay, accept that everything goes with it, and don't just try to, farm it in. You could do good work. You can always put out good work. It's not a problem to put out good work. And it's good quality work that should come out that people should be happy. So that's how I feel. And that's why being an art director, sometimes you've got to be an ass about things. You got to, as I've said it before, you have to be kind of the pimp-hoe relationship. Because I've got to act like a pimp and be like, where's my money? Get my stuff together. Don't be messing around. I need it a certain way. And you have to, because you're trying to do something and you want to hire the guy again. And you also want to have a good relationship with the guy. But sometimes when people, aren't doing the work they're supposed to, or not delivering what they're supposed to, you've got to be the tough guy. And a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to be that way. If I'm that way, the artist may never work with me again. But I'm like, the artist may never work with you again, but you have to stand by your principles of doing the right thing. And if you've told someone how you expect something to be, and you're giving them information to show them how it should be, and they go and use it and do it, it should be a certain way. You should never feel bad about that. You're trying to do your best. You're trying to give out the best. You're trying to do some awesome stuff. And, I only want the best for the people that I'm working with. I want the best for my customers. And I want to have us as the artist and myself have a good, long-lasting relationship. But it doesn't always happen. It doesn't always happen. Not everybody's looking for the same thing you are. Not everybody wants the same thing as you are. Some people just want to get the money and go. I go back to the infamous Gary Hive Simpson. If you're wanting something interesting, type in the word Gary Hive Simpson. He was an artist. I'll tell you the story. It's very, very quick, but it's very, very poignant. He's an artist who did really great work. I mean, the stuff he put together looked awesome. And I worked out a deal with him to work on some stuff on Haven City of Violence a while, like right when it first came out. And he kept saying, yeah, we can work together. This would be great. So he put some stuff together, and like it wasn't totally finished. And he was like sending it to me. I'm like, okay, great. Yeah, just send me the final stuff, and I'll pay you, no problem. And he never sent me the final files. And I kept asking for it, and he never did. And I couldn't figure out why did he never, ever send me the stuff. And it just all fell apart, no problem. Then later on, he got in touch with a friend of mine doing work for them, Blue Devil Games. And I heard he was working on some projects with them, and then is one of another buddy, Lee Hammock's science fiction world. I can't even think of the name, Dawning Star. And it's one of those situations. It was like, wow, okay, that's kind of cool. And he put some initial artwork up there, and I'm like, the artwork is really good. I'm like, wow, the artwork's really, really good. So I called up the guy who I knew, and I was like, hey, just be careful. I've worked with this guy. He kind of goes flaky and he disappears. So you want to be careful. It's like the guy's like, oh, don't worry. He's a good guy turning good artwork in. And I'm like, okay, great. So he starts showing me some other pieces. I'm looking at the pieces, and I'm like, I know this art looks really familiar. I don't know why I haven't seen it before. It looks really, really familiar. I can't figure out where I've seen it before. And like a day or two go by, and he's putting up his press releases, and he's sending the stuff out. Then the proverbial crap hits the fan. Gary Hive Simpson had taken artwork from Art the Bear, who at the time, was it Art the Bear? Yeah, Art the Bear. At the time, was it Art the Bear? No, Travis Charest. That's right, Travis Charest. At the time was like a new and up-and-coming artist for Marvel and DC. And he'd done a card set that was for like Wildstorm. And the headshots that were in the card set were the ones he used on Blue Devil's marketing material and pages on the book that got laid out and put out. And it was crazy because, people found out, people saw it. They thought that Blue Devil was trying to steal the stuff from them. And it was a whole big hoopla. Also, another weird part about Blue Devil that most people didn't know, the guy who ran it happened to be a lawyer. So this became, he's a lawyer and he knows the law, and he found out about this, and this became a whole big, horrible mess. So that's why when I talk about artists, I'm very, very serious about, pay attention, look at the work, make sure it's right. Because weird things happen, weird things happen where you might get a phone call. And I think he already paid Gary for the stuff too. You might get a phone call that you're getting sued by somebody for you stealing their artwork and using their product, saying it was their stuff. And you're like, what the hell? Yeah, weird things happen, weird things happen. So that's why I'm very, very serious about when I get back art from people. I tell people, look, I want the layered Photoshop file that you gave me. I want that one. They're like, well, I just send you the simple files. I'm like, no, I want the layered file that you did all the work on. Because if something needs to change, or if I don't like something, I want to be able to manipulate in Photoshop if I need to. And I've had some people say, well, I don't want to do that. I'm like, well, then we won't be working together. It's just that simple, because really you've got to take care of yourself and protect yourself, as a publisher, or if you like that, if you want to make changes, or if you need to do something, put something out, and they're named in the wrong spot, you need to erase it. You got to erase it. There's a lot of reasons why you have to do this stuff. People are like, well, you shouldn't erase their name off the picture. It's part of the picture. Yes, but when I'm doing it for my layout, it's got to fit into a specific look and feel. And I don't want to have one person's signature here and another guy's signature over here. No, I want it all be unified. So the art looks all a certain way with the pages I'm doing. So that's important to me. That's for me as a graphic designer. And even better, I might flip a picture. So if you get your signature one way, I flip it to the opposite. I still got to erase it out because I can't have your backwards signature. They're like, why is the signature backwards? Oh, you flipped this thing, Look, this is the work we do. We make creative stuff, and we got to do it. So, like I said, being an art director, sometimes it sucks sometimes, but all you got to do is just keep going, keep focusing. I'll see how this thing turns out. I'm hoping it'll be pretty good. I might see it might go bad later on, but I'm always going to try to give him a chance and a choice what he wants to do. So I'm hoping this turns out well. And that's it for tonight. So yeah, tomorrow will be Thursday, of course. And then on Friday, we're going to talk about Jay Sonia's Bloodlines and Black Magic. And we'll probably be talking some more stuff about them too. So we'll be talking them up on Saturday. I'm assuming it's going to be a regular 9 to 11 show like we normally do. We keep those 2 hours open. I'm sure we've done other stuff too. There might be some guests. I don't know for sure, but I know there might be some guests on this, so it might be a lot of fun to hear. Once we get it up and running and set, I will send out a link to everybody for where the YouTube link is. It's going to be on YouTube, not on Facebook. It's going to be on YouTube, not on Facebook. So that's the only thing. So we're going to put it up. We're going to see threads. We're going to see people comment, and you can ask questions, and we're going to be talking, and then probably be drinking because those guys are alcoholics, and I'm like a pseudo-alcoholic. So it'll be fun for everybody. And there might be cake. You know how I feel about cake. All right. So as always, if you're on our YouTube channel, do us a favor, subscribe. If you're on Facebook, boom, sign up here or go to our main business page, sign up there. We appreciate that. Man, if this thing gets worked out, you might get to see some cool new art tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. Just part of the game. All right, everybody. As always, do yourself a favor. Tell your mother and your father that you love them. They probably miss you. I'm sure I miss my parents. I saw them today. They drove me crazy. And I'm still going to tell them I love them later on because I always love them. They're my parents. So do yourself a favor. Tell your mom that you love her. Tell your father that you love her. Tell the people who even maybe that's your mom and your dad, but someone you love. Tell them you love them. People like that. I've heard rumors. All right, everybody. You have a good night, and I'll talk to you all later.